Hi everyone, so we're here at ISE 2023 and we're at the Nexmosphere stand, which is always one of our favourite stands to come to when we come to these events. Nexmosphere make all different kinds of sensors that you can attach to different controllers, different signage platforms, things like that, and you can trigger all sorts of commands, so temperature sensors, colour sensors, movement sensors, all kinds of different things. So we'll show you some of the examples that they've got set up here. So behind me you've got an example of they've done like an estate agent setup here, and you can see down at the bottom there's a little screen so I can see what's being detected. And the sensors in here that detect my hand movement, so when I put my hand up it can do all sorts of different shapes. And to give some examples of that, I can, as long as it can see me, I can swipe left and right, and I can browse back and forth between these houses. And for example, if I wanted to look at a more expensive house than what's here, it's not just movement it can detect shapes. So if I point up, it will go to the more expensive houses, and if I point down, it can go the other way. To give you a better idea of how that's working, so here, this is the actual camera that we've got built into like a platform, so you could have that tiny little camera somewhere on your wall. And when I hold my hand, you can see Jeremy's hand coming through on the camera here, but if I just hold my hand up, you can see my hand shape coming up, and it detects all four fingers and thumb, I guess, but you can do thumbs up, thumbs down, I can point, so you can have it sense any sort of different shape and then react how you want it to. So here again, they've got like a star system, so I could come along, point at where I wanted, get some ratings. So some more live examples. So over here we've got wireless pickup sensors. So I'm in a fashion shop, I'm looking at the signage, I see this green t-shirt and I think, boy, I would look great in a green t-shirt. So I come over here and I pick that up, and immediately the signage swaps to show me the t-shirt that I'm looking at. And when I put that back down, that will go back to being the original signage. And if instead I choose to pick up the orange dress, probably a little bit less my styles, and that's, oh sorry, it's come up on this one over here. So you saw that for a second, load the dress that we were looking at. Again, we look at these units over here. So this one looks at cutouts in the little mount.
No. Oh yeah, sorry, it is.
So there's a little sensor in the mount down there, and when you pick up whichever piece of makeup you pick up, that's going to load on the signage, and you can see exactly what we're looking at on there. Probably stop stealing these guys' show while they're looking at it. If we come back around this side. This one's cool actually. So this unit has color bars in the like LEDs in the bottom. So I'm looking at the medication on here, and let's say I'm interested in something that's good for my bones. I click bones, and almost all of them are good for bones. Oh, sorry, it's ages. I'm between 5 and 50 years old, so I'd select that. And anything that has a blue light underneath is what I'm supposed to be looking at. So for example, if I wanted memory medication, and I'm 50 years plus, you can see these two over here, or this one here, they're the things that I should be looking at. So on this section of the stand, they've got some color sensors. So this has been set up as a bit of fun for people to play with and have a look at. All of the imagery that you've got here on the screen has been generated by AI, so they've asked it to do different coloured Lego sports cars and things like that. So it comes up with some pretty odd faces when you're looking at it. And then they've built a little Lego setup down here, and you can choose a colour of block. And let's say I wanted to look at something made out of red Lego. I take the red block, I slot that here into the hole, and it's going to automatically show me some red Lego pictures. I'll put that back, and instead we'll look at green. And when I bob that in, it's going to show me some green Lego pictures. So again, it's doing that based on the colour of the brick that you put in there. It detects the colour that you're using, and then there's just a trigger set up to summon which piece of content you're looking at. Again, you can see all the different types of signage that these guys can work with. There are tons of applications that we could do with the Nexmosphere devices. It's not just around signage. You could also have like experiential systems set up where you can go in and wow people with your funky setups, as it were. So that's the Nexmosphere stand.